you are struggling to pray as a revert and you need tips and tricks on how to learn how to pray in Arabic, stay for this video. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everybody. This video today is basically a video to try and help and teach any revert how to pray. If you're struggling on learning how to pray or you don't even know where to start, give tips and maybe guide you a little bit on how I learned how to pray as a revert. Let's start by saying that my name is Jaylene. I've been Muslim for 2 years now. Well, 2 years in March, which is next month. I learned to pray it took a while. I learned to pray maybe like 5 months after I took my shahada. Like, it wasn't an easy journey, but I wrote down a few things and I have a few like book recommendations for any revert or convert, whatever word you like to use. If you want to learn how to pray as a revert and you're dying to know and dying to have things that could possibly help you, just want to learn how to pray, I would watch this video. Grab your coffee, grab your breakfast, grab whatever you need to, and let's get into this video. First things first, when I took my shahada, they gave me a whole bunch of books. SubhanAllah, they gave me so many books. They gave me Quran. They gave me just like singular Quran surahs. And they also gave me a prayer book. This was a very significant thing that helped me learn how to pray. It shows you the different steps to prayer. This is literally just like a whole guide on how to pray. And I wrote notes and stuff to help me like remember, because this is like a very lengthy version of prayer. Not everything in this book is mandatory, because I was getting confused on like the different rakahs, so I wrote notes to like help me remember, like for different prayers like maghrib, asr, dhuhr. So this, writing notes in this book and like keeping tabs, like supplication, this was supplication. In this little area I wrote any surah. After you recite al-fatiha and you like start your intro to prayer, you can recite any surah after al-fatiha. This one I learned the most and I used this the most at first when I first learned how to pray, and I didn't know you're supposed to use 2 different surahs in the 2 rakahs. Like, I didn't know that you couldn't only use one. So I was using one for a while, and then I learned more. This one is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Qul Allahu Ahad, Allahu Samad, Lam Yalid wa Lam Yulad wa Lam Yakul Lahu Kufuwan Ahad. That one I like remember like the back of my hand, like eyes closed, deaf, like all that. Subhanallah. Guys, I don't know how this ripped here. I literally couldn't tell you. I did move a couple months ago, so I think it might have ripped in my move. This is how you end off prayer, kind of, because when you finish the second rakah, you are going to recite At-Tahiyyatu lillahi wa salawatu wa tayyibatu. Assalamu alaikum ayyuhan nabiy wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alayna wa ala ibadillah salihin. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And then you stop at there, you get back up, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And then at the end, after you recite what I just said, you'll recite this long one. But some people don't recite this. They recite a much shorter version or a longer version. And then to end off prayer, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Some people only say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I don't know. I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. But the reason why I do that is because the second step on how I learned how to pray was much easier for me. The masjid that I took my shahada was Roxbury Islamic Center. I've only been there twice ever since I haven't been there, because multiple reasons. It's very far from where I live, and 2, they free mix a lot. I'm trying to do better every single day, and I'm trying really hard not to like speak or be around males if I don't need to, you know. Like, if I'm at work, that's a different story, but like outside of work or anything that's obligatory to me besides Islam, no. 2, I would say, well, this maybe is number 1, but another thing that I would say, which is really important, is which school of thought that you're gonna follow. There's Shia, there's Sunni, there's Hanafi, there's another one I forget. Sorry, but I'm Sunni. Like, for instance, how you sit, I sit on my left foot like the book taught me. With my right foot, it's vertical to the ground, facing the Qibla. At first it was hard, but then I'm very like double jointed and flexible, so like it didn't really matter to me. My camera says 0 minutes. I don't know what that means, but some people sit completely different. I'm back because I lost all storage on my SD card anymore, so it wouldn't let me record. But let's start off where we left off. It's been like 3 hours. I've been trying to like clear this SD card. Then I found old SD cards from middle school and high school, and I was looking through them a lot. Like I was saying in the last clip, that learning which school of thought that you follow is also important. Some school of thoughts do make wudu differently, they pray differently, have different just like opinions. At the end of the day, we all practice Islam the same way. Kind of choose which one resonates with you, your environment, who's around you, whatever you honestly prefer and feel most comfortable with. The third would be for me that I used, especially when I had to pray in public, like during Ramadan, I would pray at work. Last year, I still didn't fully know how to pray on my own, so I would wear my AirPods in my ear and I would put my phone at my feet and I would recite the prayer as the video was also reciting the prayer. Another big thing for me was like the rhythm of how I was reciting prayer really helped me memorize and like get it stuck in my brain. I still pray with like the same rhythm, and sometimes I'll even switch it up because I've memorized the prayer now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for all of us to pray, and may He reward us for all our prayers and validate all our prayers, because it is not easy to get it right, especially when you're a revert. I bet He'll reward us for our efforts, inshallah. But you know, I'm not sure if like using AirPods and like following somebody will validate our prayer or not. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best and knows our intention as well. So everything is about intention, and if you're trying and you're going in with the intention to pray and build a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then inshallah may He grant us steadfast deen and reward us for all our efforts. And I would say too, don't try to like learn everything all at once, because you don't want to like force too much information on you, because you might build like a resentment towards like Islam or whatever, because you feel like there's too much to learn. I'd say really take your time, keep sabr in your heart, like patience, and just like, you know, your best is all I'm gonna say. Keep making dua, just talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala whenever you can, and inshallah, you know, He brings ease to your heart. If you only know one surah besides Al-Fatiha and you're praying, I think that is completely okay. I quickly came to find out that you're supposed to do more than one. Like I said, it's about your intention. Don't rush into things and get overwhelmed to the point where you start to like hate or resent Islam because you're overwhelmed. In my opinion, it's best to learn short surahs first. You just want to get prayer down so you can start praying. At the end of the day, if you don't pray, you're not Muslim. You have to pray if you consider yourself a Muslim. I think I already mentioned this, but what I used to do with my prayer book, I used to keep the prayer book at my feet. Like, this is what I first started to do. I used to keep the prayer book at my feet, and then like between each position, after I read what was on the book, I would just move the pages until my prayer was complete. But that became too difficult, and I was like, this is just so like irritating. So then I started wearing my AirPods and using a specific channel on YouTube, which I'm actually going to show you guys now. Hope you can see. This is the YouTube channel. What the videos look like if you just come across them on YouTube. They have millions and millions of views. Like, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant this guy, woman, whoever this is, like all their good deeds, because I only know how to pray because of these videos. They kind of like have a rhythm in them, and that's how I learned how to like really memorize prayer. When I tell you, you'll pick up prayer so fast after continuously watching those videos. You will. You have to be consistent. It also teaches you how to make wudu. I fortunately learned wudu from somebody in person, so that was great. You can even go to like your local masjid if you feel comfortable, and even if you feel uncomfortable, you gotta put yourself in uncomfortable situations to just learn things and experience things. It is a sunnah to be at the masjid with other Muslims and pray with other Muslims, so it is good to just throw yourself out there and be like, hey, like, can you teach me how to make wudu? This is my first time, yada yada. You just have to ask people, 10 times out of 10 they'll definitely help you, inshallah. And my fourth one, or this is like my sixth one, I don't know like what order I'm going in right now. My sixth one is asking for help. Like I just said, try not to be scared. I know it's really difficult to ask people for help, especially if you don't know them and then you're strangers. And me personally, like, I have no problem asking for help, but at the same time I do because I like to do things alone. Like I love doing things on my own. I love learning on my own. I like prayer by myself. Like when I first went to the masjid, I was about to pray in the back, and the sister was like, girl, you have to come pray with us shoulder to shoulder. I was like, no, like nothing against them. I just love doing things on my own because it's my comfort zone, and like I just am scared people are gonna look at me or pay attention to me and like critique any little thing. But subhanallah, that's a good thing when they critique you, as long as it's not in a disrespectful manner. But like, you should be critiqued, you should be criticized, and you should be pushed to be a better Muslim and pray the right way and make sure your prayer is valid. So it's a blessing when people critique you, and it's a blessing to have other people around you. So please, please, please try to put yourself in these uncomfortable situations. Seventh one is going to the masjid for Jummah and Tarawih. So me personally, I was so scared to go to Tarawih because I didn't even know how it worked. Like I didn't even, like I researched it a little bit before I went, but like I said, I just threw myself in the situation. I also do really well putting myself in situations rather than like reading and learning about them, because sometimes it will not get through my head. Putting myself in those situations really helps me like pick up quickly. I went to Jummah prayer like 3 or 4 times in the whole 2 years that I've been a Muslim. It's not mandatory for women, it is mandatory for men, but I really want to start incorporating like going to the masjid a lot more than I do now, because it really like warms my heart and it really makes me like feel good. I love being around like a Muslim community and environment. It just gives me hope and it makes me feel less alone. I love going to the masjid. You have to be around other Muslims. Like I remember during Tarawih, like reciter, I was doing it with them or like before them, and I was not supposed to be doing that. Like, I was supposed to do it after, and a sister critiqued me, which alhamdulillah, like I'm very grateful for. You know, it was nothing personal. She was looking out for me. So lastly, I have a book recommendation. It's a book made for women, I guess. I say male or female can both read this book and either learn the basics about Islam and also gain knowledge on the opposite gender. Like it's not like haram to read this book as a man. Like I think if you're an uneducated man and you don't know much about women in Islam, like I really think that you should read this book because it really caters to women, especially revert women. So this book called Big Little Steps. This book gave me so much hope and gave me so much comfort, and I learned so much as a revert and especially as a woman in Islam. Such a beautiful book. It has pictures in it, drawings. I would definitely say to buy this book or rent it. Go to your library, see if they have it, which I doubt they have it. But I was recommended this book by somebody, and I honestly forget. I think it was this Muslim sister named Asil. I'm pretty sure. Inshallah, this is such a good book. Like I love this book. It's a woman's guide to embracing Islam. That's how I learned how to pray. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys took something from this video. Inshallah, you guys learn how to pray very, very soon. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all and reward us for all our efforts and good deeds. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.